Hey folks, my guest today is Tomi Virtanen. He lives like a local traveler, a technology enthusiast and experienced business developer. He's the founder of several companies, including one micro VC to help other local startups get first investments. Also a board member and advisor. He's now building doers.com, doerz.com to help people find local experiences. Tomi, are you ready to take us to the top?
Yes, let's
All
do
right.
this.
So just to be clear, you're selling to consumers. It sounds like this is B2C, not B2B.
Well, it's C2C, maybe B2C, but we are growing our business as SaaS product. So in that sense, we also sell to governments and businesses. So it's a little bit of everything, you might say.
Tell us about the use case where you're selling it to another business.
To another business that would be some travel-related business wanting to use our platform in selling their activities. So this is something that because we run a platform where there are, I don't know, 1,250 plus experiences and activities and more coming every day. So typically it would be some travel-related business selling some activity. But our SaaS product, we also have some companies using that. So
what's the SaaS product?
That would be the actual platform that we've built, and we found out that it's a little bit difficult to scale it to several European countries, for example, with limited resources. So we basically pivoted a little bit to start selling it as a SaaS product to cities. For example, in Germany, we are located in Finland. We have already several customers here, but we wanted to go to another country. So in Germany, for example, the cities would license our platform and then use it in their region together with us.
Okay, so what's the difference between the first thing you described, where companies pay doers to help run activities, and the SaaS product you just described in Germany?
Well, SaaS product is our way of growing and gaining those activity providers.
Basically. Oh, so it's the same business model.
It's the same business model, although two different steps, maybe, because finding the content is sometimes takes resources, and we didn't have that, so we started funding basically our growth through the SaaS model.
So you have the SaaS product that you just described. How else do you make money?
We make money from all the activity sales. So there's the commission. That's one way of making money, but we also sell some additional services to our city customers.
Like what?
Like something like workshops, additional marketing services. We even run some contests, online contests together with them to get marketing permissions, emails, stuff like that. So
okay, so you've got the SaaS business, you've got sales commissions on activities, and you've got services to city customers.
Yes,
I see. Right. And over the past 12 months, when you look at total revenue, which one of those three made up your most revenue?
SaaS license fees and subscriptions easily. So that's kind of like bringing us 90 to 95% of all our revenue.
Oh, I see. Today. I see. Let's just focus on that use case then for the rest of the show. So what are companies, or like this company in Germany, what do they pay you on average per month to use your technology?
It's a city-owned businesses, like visit organizations. They pay at the moment 249 euros per month. Now we're just about to raise the price to 450 euros per month. So
okay,
yeah.
And take me back to your first customer. When did you launch the business, and when did you get your first customer?
I started back in 2016, so that's like a little bit over 5 years ago. I started building a platform for local experiences. This was time before Airbnb experiences, and I kind of found I had the problem of finding authentic experiences and meeting the locals wherever I went. So I started solving that problem basically, and we are still doing the same, although pivoted a little bit couple of times the strategy and the end goal is still the same, but way of getting there has been changing a little bit.
Very cool. Okay, so 2016 is when you got going. That's when you got your first customer. Now, have you bootstrapped this, Tomi, or did you raise capital?
Well, I had some, 10,000 of my own money. I took a loan of 40,000, and then we've been getting some government support. But we've been doing crowdfunding, so we've been raising something like a little bit less than €500,000 in through crowdfunding, equity crowdfunding.
On what platform?
Cedars in London lately, and then a couple of times in Finland just by ourselves. Just,
What's it called?
raising the money.
Seeders? How do you spell that?
SEEDRS.com.
SEEDRS.com. Got it. That's like
Yep.
a equity crowdfunding platform.
Yep.
Yep. Okay, interesting. So you put in 10K in 2016. You then took a loan for $40,000, and then to keep growing, you've done crowdfunding $500,000 on platforms like Seeders.
Yes.
And tell me more about the team today. How many folks?
Today we are 7 tourism travel professionals and working remotely. Everyone today are in Finland, but in several locations.
And how many of those 7 are engineers?
1. We only have one tech lead. Yeah, we've been outsourcing some parts of it, like maybe front end coding and stuff like that. But he's a like true doer, you might say. He can build stuff.
No, that's good. Now, when you raise on a crowdfunding equity effectively, do you have to set a valuation or no?
Yes, you do.
So I think what you said, 2.4 million euros as your pre-money valuation?
Yeah, we had like lately, last round, that was 3.5 million fully diluted and 2 million with the share. So we have quite a big option pool for the team today.
Mm-hmm. So what does that mean? Like you were the sole founder. How much, like basically an ESOP pool is what you're talking about. How much did you have reserved for employees?
So something like, well, I still have because it's shares, and then we have the option pool. So it's kind of like a tricky to calculate everything. But today I have something like 70+% of equity myself, and the team has roughly 30% that will one day be converted into shares. So I'm going to be diluted then, and the team is going to be owning more. So
what about the 500,000 you raised from equity crowdfunding? How much would they own?
A little bit less than 15%, and that's 450 people, like individuals altogether. Some companies, some angels, but mainly just ordinary people who wanted to own a part of the growing business.
So if that 15% comes out of your 70, you own like 55% fully diluted today. The ESOP pool is 30%, and the crowdfunding is another 15, something like that.
Something like that, you could say, yeah.
Yeah. Anything surprise you about crowdfunding equity? I know a lot of my listeners have thought about doing this.
Okay, yeah. Well, there's going to be quite a lot of surprises, I would say, but it's going to be hard work. You can say that. It's going to be like putting a persona involved in the campaign, but it's a good way of getting people who are enthusiastic about their brand. Maybe it's good to have a somewhat consumer brand because it makes it easier to raise money. I don't know. Sometimes they say that 1/3 comes from your network, 1/3 comes from the network of your network, and then 1/3 like honestly comes outside of that. And I might say that's pretty close to the truth.
Mm-hmm. And tell me a little bit more about how many customers you're serving today.
Yeah, so we have 3 customers, one being the cities, which we have a little bit less than 100 cities who are using our platform today. Then we have the experience providers, that would be 1,250 experience providers roughly, and then the end customers, obviously to buy the experiences. Used to be international travelers, nowadays domestic travelers, maybe virtual experiences that you do before you travel somewhere, and those.
But Tomi, how many customers? Yep. Okay, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, something like I would say 10,000 up to
monthly.
Monthly, depending on the season, and obviously the pandemic has played a little bit of part here. But
how many in October?
July,
a consumer booking at least one experience through your platform?
I'm going to give you a number from July because that was a good, okay month, you might say, and that would be 2,300 and a little bit over people just buying experiences.
And what's the average price on those experiences?
Average booking would be a little bit less than 50 euros, 46, 47, and an average price of sold experiences something like 25 euros each.
Okay, got it. So 2,300 activities at $50 a pop. I mean, it's like 115 grand of activity flowing through your platform, which you take a small fee on.
That's basically the case, and the commission changes from 5% to 20% depending on the location. So
I see.
Yeah.
But you have 100 customers paying for your SaaS tool.
100 cities using that. We would have today 40 paying customers, and through that we have the roughly 80, 90 cities. So ARR, annual recurring revenue, 92,000 today, and growing.
Mm-hmm. So 92,000 today means you're doing about, what is that, $7,500 per month in revenue?
Monthly recurring revenue, 7,500.
Yeah, and where were you exactly a year ago? Do you remember?
What was that?
Where were you exactly a year ago in revenue?
Year ago in revenue, a little bit over half of that. So we've been able to grow within the pandemic, which is nice. I understand that this is not the case with travel industry everywhere, and in all like technologies are doing quite good, and we have something that we can help out actually the companies that are in trouble and regions that are in trouble. So we've been able to triple our revenue 2 years in a row, and this year we're going to be doubling it.
That's numbers great. Were you much larger before COVID?
No, we were just about to. So we started our SaaS business just before COVID, which was actually helping us out when the pandemic hit.
Very cool. Well, nice growth. Valuation has grown too as you've done these equity crowdfundings. You've got people using the platform. This is, I think, this is the intermediary step where you see SaaS companies turning into blockchain-based token businesses. It starts off with letting your crowdfunding folks, get in. They probably use your technology to book experiences. Before you know it, you'll be on blockchain. Any plans to do that in the near future?
Not at least yet. So kind of like now that you mentioned it, I started thinking about that. But now we are, basically focusing on growing in Germany and building our next funding round, which is going to be with VCs most likely.
How much are you looking to raise?
We're looking to raise 1 million in like first half of next year. So I started already my long list, and yeah.
And what valuation are you looking to raise at?
It's going to be 4 million pre-money.
4 million pre-money. Very cool. We're rooting for you. In the meantime, though, let's wrap up here with the famous five. Number one, what's your favorite business book?
Ooh, it's not a business book, but I always enjoy Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Mm-hmm. Number two, is there a CEO you're following or studying?
I have a hard time having heroes of my own, but I don't know. Maybe I'm not going to name anyone now.
Number three, what's your favorite online tool for building doers?
Favorite tool? Well, maybe that's just boring, but Zoom.
Zoom? All right. Number four, how many hours of sleep do you get every night?
I try to sleep 8 hours and fail miserably most of the time.
And what's your situation, Tomi? Married, single, kids?
Married with kids, yeah.
How many kids?
2, 7-year-old and 3-year-old girls both.
You're a busy guy. How old are you?
I'm 41.
41. Last question. Something you wish you knew when you were 20.
Something that I was wishing when I was 20.
Something you wish you knew. Yep.
I wish I knew. I started my first business honestly hands-on when I was 35. So if I've known that it's going to be like this, I would have started earlier.
Guys, there you have it. Doers.com launched in 2016. He put in 10K of his own money, took out a 40K loan, has now raised about $500,000 in equity crowdfunding at a 3.5 million valuation, grown revenue from $4,000 a month to $7,500 per month. Nice growth. Now targeting $1 million round at a 4 million pre-money valuation, all to help you enjoy better experiences, travel experiences. They've got 40 cities paying $250 a month on average and scaling nicely, tripling every year, doubling more recently. Tomi, thanks for taking us to the top.
Thanks, Nathan.
One more thing before you go. We have a brand new show every Thursday at 1 p.m. Central. It's called Shark Tank for SaaS. We call it Deal or Bust. One founder comes on, 3 hungry buyers, they try and do a deal live, and the founder shares back-end dashboards, their expenses, their revenue, ARPU, CAC, LTV, you name it, they share it. And the buyers try and make a deal live. It is fun to watch every Thursday, 1 p.m. Central. Additionally, remember, these recorded founder interviews go live. We release them here on YouTube every day at 2 p.m. Central. To make sure you don't miss any of that, make sure you click the subscribe button below here on YouTube, the big red button, and then click the little bell notification to make sure you get notifications when we do go live. I wouldn't want you to miss breaking news in the SaaS world, whether it's an acquisition, a big fundraise, a big sale, a big profitability statement, or something else. I don't want you to miss it. Additionally, if you want to take this conversation deeper and further, we have by far the largest private Slack community for B2B SaaS founders. You want to get in there. We've probably talked about your tool if you're running a company, or your firm if you're investing. You can go in there and quickly search and see what people are saying. Sign up for that at nathanlatka.com/Slack. In the meantime, I'm hanging out with you here on YouTube. I'll be in the comments for the next 30 minutes. Feel free to let me know what you thought about this episode. And if you enjoyed it, click the thumbs up. We get a lot of haters that are mad at how aggressive I am on these shows, but I do it so that we can all learn. We have to counter those people. We got to push them away. Click the thumbs up below to counter them, and know that I appreciate your guys' support. All right, I'll be in the comments. See ya.